majors? Very good. We have 100 senators. Okay. House of Representatives, each state has a representative based on the number of population that they have. Okay. So states like Florida have lots of representatives because they have a lot of people. States like Alaska, which is a really big geographic state, have fewer representatives because there are fewer people. There's 340 some odd. 435? 435. Can you tell me how that number came to be? By the way, it doesn't say it in the Constitution. How did we get to 435? Interesting story. You can tell your friends and neighbors. You can wow them at parties. How did we get to 435? They couldn't fit any more chairs in the room. So when they got to 435, somebody said, I guess that's all. And since the room only has 435, they said, we're going to have to accommodate for 435 people. But we know that each state has more representatives or less representatives based on population. So how do we determine each year, because there's only 435. It's only 435. So let's say that Florida ate a lot. Did we eat a lot during the holidays? I did. Eat a lot during the holidays? Of course we ate a lot during the holidays. Be honest. Florida ate a lot, and now it has a lot of people. And New York didn't eat as much, so it has fewer people. So the 435 is apportioned. Is that a term that we use in accounting? Apportioned. In other words, proportion. Based on the number of populations. So if New York has fewer people, they take some representatives from New York. And Florida now has more, they give Florida more. So that 435 every 10 years is reapportioned, changed. What happens every 10 years in the United States? Every 10 years we have a big event. Somebody comes to your door.
Do you count how many people you have in the house?
And what do you call that? A census. Every 10 years, there's a census. And after the census, the government reapportions. It says, okay, during these 10 years, Florida grew. So now Florida has more representatives. New York became smaller. New York loses representatives. That's the apportionment that takes place every 10 years. Okay? Now, these people together make the laws that pass every year. Now, the last branch, the legislative branch, which we're going to take a little bit of time since this is a law class on. The legislative branch, what is their function? They make the laws, they enforce the laws. What do?
Make it happen.
They what?
Make it happen.
They make it up. Well, they make it up sometimes. What is the court supposed to do?
The judge.
Okay, what does that mean? The president executes the laws, makes sure that the laws are carried out. Congress makes sure that the laws are passed. Judges do what? Other than collect a salary.
Make sure that the law, that everybody is actually applying what it says by the law.
The courts, the judicial branch interprets the law. Interprets the law. And let me give you a simple example of what interpreting is. For my accounting majors. 1 plus 1, 2. Very good. If I went to China and I knew Chinese, and I said 1 plus 1, the Chinese guy would tell me
2.
Very good. I went to Russia. Don't know any Russian. And I counted in Russian, however Russians count. I said 1 plus 1, he would say?
What?
Because math is always going to be the same. It doesn't matter. How many of you have a new car? None of you have a new car? How many of you have a car that you really like? You all hate your cars?
Yeah.
Jeez! Okay. Okay, how many of you have a car that you would really like to have?
I do.
Okay, what is it?
It's a BMX1.
Okay, let's say that you got it. I said, wow, magic, you got it. Would you love your car?
Yes,
Very good. And your car would be what?
my baby.
Your baby, yes. And your car would be what? Which car would you want?
Mercedes.
A Mercedes. And I said, here it is, a Mercedes. Isn't it great to go to class in the morning? You get cars. You got a Mercedes. Would you love your car?
Yeah.
And what car would you like?
Range Rover.
Range Rover, you got it. Would you love your car?
Oh, yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. We use the word love. How many of you have people that you love? You have people that you love? You have people you love? You have people you love? Yes, yes, yes. Do you love them the same way that you would your car?
No.
Notice that I said 1 plus 1 in China is what?
2.
But here we're using the same word, and it means different things. I love my car is not the same as I love my spouse, or I love my child, or I love what I do. It means different, which means that numbers are perfect, but words are not. These people, do they write laws in numbers? When they write a law, is it based on mathematical formulas?
No.
No, it's based on what? What do they write them with?
Letters.
Letters and words. And we just understood that words are not perfect. So, we need somebody to look at those words and to say, based on what happened here and what the law says, this is what it means. We need to have those words interpreted, because if they're not interpreted, they're not going to mean the same thing all the time. Let's say that there is a law against breaking in. Okay? There's a law that prohibits, that penalizes, that criminalizes breaking into a store. And there is a major accident and a major fire that's taking place. And you see it. And you see that there is a fire extinguisher inside the store. And you grab a brick and you throw it in the window and you go in and you get the fire extinguisher and you use it and you save somebody's life. Are you going to go to jail for breaking and entering?
No.
But there is a breaking and entering law that says that technically what you did is against the law. The words say that you violated the law. But the spirit, we need people that interpret what the words actually were intended to mean. And that's what judges do. They interpret the meaning of those words. Okay. Now, our system, and by the way, the federal government has this structure. Each state has a similar structure. The only difference is we don't call the people under the same title. The executive in the federal government, we call him president. In the state government, we call the executive the governor. Okay? But apart from that, it's the same function. As a matter of fact, the governor is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the state of Florida. And we call those armed forces the National Guard. So let's say that there's a major tornado or hurricane here and it blows down half of Hialeah. The governor could activate his armed forces, the National Guard, for the purpose of sending them to help out. Same thing as the president can do. So basically the state's form of government mimics or duplicates what the federal government is, which means that they just copy. They're copycats. If it works here, we might as well use it too. So it's a human enterprise because we do that. Right? We see something that's working, or you can say, it's working, but I'm going to do it differently because I want to do it my way. No, we copy. When there's a popular television show, right? There was American Idol. Remember when American Idol was the only show? And then it became very popular. And what happened? There are 20 other shows that came up with the same type of thing. Because when it works, human behavior says we're going to copy it. It works for the federal government, the states copied it. Right? So, let's focus on the courts. What time do you guys get a break? I don't know. Oh. I'm half an hour over your break, is that what?
About 10:30.
Okay, it's 10:30. And your break is usually 10 minutes? 30 minutes! All right, give me 3 minutes, and then I'll give you a break for that period of time. Give me 2 minutes so that I can get into this, and then I'll give you a break for that. Okay. The judicial branch. The judicial branch in the state or the federal government looks like this. Okay? It's a triangle. Okay? A triangle. If we went to Egypt, would we see those?
Pyramid.
It's a pyramid. Exactly. Now, notice something about a triangle. Okay? The bottom is larger than the top. In a pyramid, the bottom is larger than the top. Imagine if a pyramid looked like this. What would happen? It would fall. So I want you to kind of notice that, because I'm going to tell you a couple of true things about the courts. There are 3 levels generally of courts. They're generally, when I use the word generally, does it mean that there's exceptions? Okay. There's exceptions. People generally get to class on time. Are there exceptions?
Yes.
If I say all people get to class on time, are there exceptions?
Yes.
If I say all people get to class on time, are there exceptions?
No.
No. If I say generally, all people get to class, are there exceptions? And the answer is yes. Generally, we have 3 levels of courts. And I'm going to tell you what they do. Okay? These are trial level courts. These are appellate level courts. And this is the Supreme Court. Okay? And I'm going to leave you with this thought, because I'm going to keep my word to you. I'm going to leave you with this thought. You know a lot about this level court. You know a lot about this level court. And let me tell you why you know a lot. It's on TV all the time. You watch Law and Order, you watch a TV cop show, you watch trial shows. It's all about this. Not about this, generally not about that. It's all about this. So we know. So when you come back, I'm going to explain to you all the things that you know. Because sometimes we need to kind of have a refer. Oh, I knew that? I knew that? Yeah, I knew that. So I'm going to draw out from you the things that you know about this and then teach you the other stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without fail, we will resume at, let's see, let's go by this one. We'll resume a quarter till. Okay, so you have until the hands on the 9.
What that means.
Okay, I'm giving you half an hour.
So I'm going back at 11 plus
11 on your phone. Sir.
Yes. You certainly already did. You mean you want to ask me another question?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we need the book?
You do.
Okay, it's only 1 day of class.
It's 1 day of class plus online work on Friday.
Online work, like online homework or online courses?
There's online material that I'm going to put there. There's going to be quizzes. There's going to be PowerPoints. There's going to be questions that are answerable from the book.
And those are homeworks.
To a certain extent, yes.
Oh, so it's only
1 day of class.
okay.
Plus, hopefully, let me turn this off. Well, you can come and talk to me, but I'm going to turn, hopefully, this off.